Also, people can actually gain some benefit from this. The reason why I wanted to make this kind of calls, and of course, it's a test. I mean, it's something that I'm going to include in the future, mostly for the program itself. And there is going to be almost like two ways of people to get coached. Is like our check-in that we have, and then this as well. This could be a support for everybody or people only doing this. So I'm expecting a lot more people inside the call in the future. But now it's good that until are like that is fairly kind of like almost in a private hot seat. So when it comes to the nutrition part, what when it comes to saying like, putting the logistic into the nutrition, what is the struggle for you? Because this is kind of like if I can actually show you some visual, it's gonna be good. It's so funny, but otherwise it's like because you know exactly how to do it, and hello. She's eating protein, not you.
Yeah.
Link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to
It's
start
like
speaking. How you're Norway, right? From Norway?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I'm actually from
Swedish.
Sweden, but I live here. Yeah.
Yeah. You speak both
Yeah.
Swedish and
Yes.
Norwegian. I need to learn some of this. There's not so many people in the program from Norway, Sweden, like so many to learn. But anyway, so what is the difficult with the logistic? I just want to jump back into the group and see if there is anybody else. I know that some people wanted to join, but I don't know if they got. But anyway, what is the difficult part of the logistic? Because you know exactly what to do, and kind of like sometimes you know what to do, and then like you do it, and then when something comes around, it becomes difficult. So what is it like the difficult part for you? Because I want to see if I can actually coach you through this part. That's also important.
I guess it's time actually, because I now have the kids much more just me. I don't have so much help from their father, or he helps me, but I'm kind of single mom thing.
Yeah.
So it's a big change for me to make this with the go to the gym, for example. I have to really squeeze it in. It's very stressful, and before I always get my kids like the last one in kinder care.
Yeah.
I can never go train in the evenings like I usually does.
Yeah.
So it's just many new things to adapt to.
Right. The thing is that like that's exactly the issue for most people, and they don't like. If we have somebody like you struggling, imagine like people that probably saw your pictures, like you saw like you're like plus ultra, it's like you're just you gotten some amazing results, like you know what to do, you know how to work out, you push yourself. So and it's difficult for you because it's like sometimes it's like you get to the results, but then you kind of lose it because you're going through the process, right? And it's like when it's difficult, you want to find a way not to lose it. And this is kind of important because some people feel like, okay, when I got to the results, I'm already there, then I don't need help anymore. Realistically, it's like everybody needs help and start from producing. I don't think like you have an identity issue, meaning so now it's shifting from maybe, let's say, from the family to the single mom to kind of like having less time and all that stuff, being more busy. But I think that kind of like what to do. It's just like you need to kind of plan it, right? And again, while the mental aspect might be tough for you because it's something really tough, because it's like, okay, what's happening is new, whether it's expected or hello Lamis, welcome to this. While this is expected, right? It's still something that you need to sometimes battle with the mind as well, because it's like, okay, it's tough, right? But then you kind of want to include the easy stuff in there as well. So easy stuff for you, I think, is that it's not about how to work out, it's about, putting a plan together. So I guess, how do we prioritize your time as well as, how do you prioritize the things that you're supposed to be doing to achieve the results? You're going to need, let's say, to keep the results, maybe it's like 2 times a week working out, maybe 3. To want to go to a step level better, then you would need 4, right? And now I told you last time we talked, is that why don't we just focus until that you have all this pressure cooking in your mind? It's like, okay, now this is something new. I need to adapt. I need to move. Why don't we focus on now you got some results, you lost weight, and now you're maintaining, and then whenever this is taken care of, you just go down again. So now we have what 2-3 workouts a week. Well, we need to make those things happen. We have when you have eating more protein is gonna, like, I don't know if we have a target calorie goal and macro goal. I think that that's how to do as well. It's just a matter of planning. So the question, I guess, is like, how do you plan to do that? Because again, this is kind of like the way I can coach you through. What is the difficult part? Is like more so like when you're home or more so when you're in work?
It's well, I think it's mostly the dinner part, because now we're eating some dinners with their father, and then I never know what's when we go to his house, I don't know what he will serve there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, it's just unpredictable, like the afternoons. I try to make it more simple for me right now. I just try to eat like the same things, like every morning I have the same. It's like a sort of protein-rich yogurt, and because then I just buy like 10 of them, and then so the breakfast is and lunch is easy. It's just the dinner, because I never know if we are here or we are there, and what's
I see. Yeah. So I think that so we have to see, we can see it this way. I'll share the screen so that we can actually see this, but also I wanted to let's see if I can pull up also the website, because I wanted to kind of like the part of the course that I'll basically share the screen, and then I guess we'll hopefully we can see this part as well. Let me just I still have it for the, oh yes, okay, perfect. Let me just guide you through a little bit, because I think this is it might be helpful for you, but might help helpful for other people as well in the course, and also people maybe in the group. So, I mean, obviously the goal is not only about, let's say, to eat more protein, but it's also to kind of like eat balanced meals, right? We know that if we eat 80% of the meals that are good, or even 70%, 30% you could do whatever you want. And in the time that you can cook at home, you can cook, right? The time that you cannot cook at home, I would say you can just don't worry about it. It's like you go, you eat whatever is available to you. Like you make it almost like a cheat meal instead of like going out, right? But it's like, the thing is that when it comes to protein, or like you just said it before, when we look at these examples are very predictable, right? When you take a base of this, when you put inside some fruit, right? And we'll use this example again, like you have 17 grams of protein already in here. Choose the fact you would slice one protein bar, for instance, right? And you even can throw it in there, right? If you're a person that you need, sometimes you don't have the need to eat, you have the need for the taste of it. So it's like not, how fluffy cereals versus fruit or whatever. It only makes sense that if you want to lose weight, you wouldn't throw in there dried fruit, right? I mean, we'll use that example. We'll go into our website, and you look at to level 1. Actually, we look into awareness, and you see it here, right? A breakfast that makes sense. You can take one. For instance, you can take. Hold on, because it's. Okay. You can take cottage cheese, or you can take yogurt, Greek yogurt, and then if you throw, like, you have 100 calorie, right, of fruit. You if you're a person that you need a lot of food, you're always hungry, you're probably gonna use grapes, strawberries, blueberries. This one, you wouldn't go and take raisins, right? Like you wouldn't go and take dates, or you wouldn't go and take chia seeds, because those things I said before is like that's gonna take a lot of bulk for your calorie, but then it's gonna make you're not gonna be you're still gonna be not fulfilled when it comes to, unless you're a person that really you need the taste because you have an emotional attachment to dates that you like them, you have this particular taste, then you can use it. But I would say this is kind of like, but it's very practical. You know that the cottage cheese with the raisin, sorry, cottage cheese with the banana, for instance, can be one breakfast, and then the day after you like Greek yogurt with grapes, right? I mean, that's, you can make it easy, those choices. And those is like, I guess this is kind of like planning as well. If you're a person that really don't have time to plan, you just make those jars and you just throw in there those things and you put it inside the fridge, and then all you have to do is ready to take them. Then you take a protein bar or a protein shake, those already pre-made, and you know, half of your morning is already done. Like you're already kind of like battling, like winning the battle already, right? Then in the dinner time, it's like, okay, okay, we can we control the dinner or we can't? This is kind of like a choice that you have, right? And also you have to think like, am I gonna work out that day? Because for me, I make all the plans. It's like I'm gonna plan, I'm gonna work out, I am going to eat this and this and this. And then it's like, if I'm gonna work out, maybe I need an extra booster to work out. Maybe I need like a fruit, maybe I need, you know, a cereal bar, whatever, just to give me the energy to work out. I mean, I would see it, I would kind of make this kind of like critical thinking part. Like, because when you say I'm gonna let my kind of like my timing dictate what's gonna happen, it's difficult because then you have to wing it all the time. But when you say I repetitively choose those things, I think that's kind of like the good way to start. Is this helpful at all? Like the way you see it, or like, because I could say to you, okay, eat this for dinner. Like the reality is that, you know, you can control when you can, but when you cannot control, it's better to say, I'm gonna treat it like a, let's say, cheat meals, even though it's not as fun as you go to dinner. But if you go to dinner, then you know that you're treating it like a cheat meal. But when you go to dinner, let's say there is a schedule that you have to be with the family, that whatever the case is, then it's like, okay, if you're not you cooking, you still have to include it like that. But I think that's the best way to see it, because otherwise you're gonna be questioning yourself. Okay, what do I do for dinner? That's very useful. I think that's the way I would see it. But do you have any question around that? Did you get the ebook, that the one that it has so many recipes in there that you can choose to cook as well?
Yeah, I did get it. Yeah.
Whenever you can control, that's probably the best bet. You know, you don't want to like have like a fixed nutrition, but you just take a few recipe once in a while. I mean, that would be what I said. Aside from that, do you need anything else? Like from that?
No, I actually think now the exercise is like 4 times a week instead of 3, and it's a little bit, it takes some planning to make it, but it's actually better for me because they are a little bit shorter now.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yeah.
actually, I can actually, it takes like an hour or so. And the other ones were a little bit more. So now I actually can make it before they can close. So it's good for me. There is like one of them. I think it was today's with for the back. There is like a machine that I think 3 of the exercises is with the same machine, and we don't have it, so I have to find some substitutes.
Oh, okay. Let me just pull up your. I'm gonna pull up your thing real quick just to give you some perspective here, as well. So then I'm gonna share. So yeah, the benefit of having like a routine like this, I'm gonna share it real quick here. The benefit of having this is like you have obviously less time on total, meaning like less time for each session, but also you have the ability to concentrate more volume and intensity on the exercise. The downside is like you need to take more time to go to the gym more days. This is kind of like the downside, and you're an advanced trainee already. It's like this program wouldn't be based for everybody. Like this is kind of like a multiple split routine. Which one is the day that you're talking about?
Today, for example.
What it was, legs, pull or push? What was it?
The back.
The back?
Yeah.
Which one is the exercise in question?
The first ones. I don't have that machine.
The row.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically you substitute this with anything similar. It's like you have the pulley machine, the one that you're like, you just do the pulley, like, you know, that one, or any variation of that. The difference between machines and free weights is like that when you take machine and free weights, different muscle stabilization are working. So it's like more so, I wouldn't just go with a machine versus a free weight, but if you don't have a machine, you can use the free weight. You do like, you know, that over rows and stuff like that. But I would say any machine that is like that with cables also work as well. It's basically a pull-in action, right? You pull and you will train your back as a result. So you also train your biceps. So you want to be mimicking that exercise as much as possible. So this is kind of like, you can switch it. Is the question like that? I mean, is the question like, what do I do? Like, do I switch or the question is something different related to that?
No, just if it is okay that I switch. And one of them I did switch with the free weight exercise, and I just
yeah. I mean, you probably are in the level that you can do it. Somebody new might probably want to stick to machine still and before free weight, but you are in the level that you can do pretty much whatever you want. Like you're very advanced. So this is kind of like this is what it is. Okay. Any more things? Otherwise, we'll try to see if anybody else needs help. You're good with anything else, Marcela?
just do you still hear me?
I'm sorry, what?
You hear me? Yeah. I just wonder, maybe it's a difficult question to answer, but when my life is like this now, when it's sometimes hard with the emotions and stuff, I just feel like if I eat something like that I know I shouldn't eat, or just too much, or the wrong stuff, and then it's like very easy to connect it with emotions, right? In this life situation that I'm in now. So it's just like, well, comfort eating. So what can I do when I struggle with
have you watched the video, the one that I think you did, right? The one that talks about how to battle, like, let's say, comfort food?
Yeah. Didn't see it, but it was a time ago.
So I mean, I have to tag you there again. It's like the best way is like seeing it this way. It's like, are you in a position to battle the emotion or not? It's like you can actually sit with the emotion and then like say, what is the benefit of eating this right now versus not eating it? Because you know that the problem is it's going to give you a dopamine spike. You're going to feel good for 5 minutes. That's one thing. And then the second is like, if you choose to not do that work, which is the most difficult, then you're just going to go with the fact that says, okay, if I have to eat a pizza, how do I make a healthier version of pizza that is not going to be damaging? You eat a pizza is 2,000 calories, right? If you eat the pizza that I show you how to eat, like the one inside the group, those are now just maybe 600 calories. So like you're still taking care of the emotion. So you're not doing the work on the psychological part, but you're taking care of the fact that you're still going towards the results you need.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. The fact that food make you feel better for 5 minutes and then makes you go back is not gonna fix the situation with the family. It's not gonna give you any. I mean, it's just almost saying I'm gonna use this as an escape, but it never works. Like, and again, I would say you want to. You're not you don't identify as this kind of person, as far as I can see. You just feel it this right now because something is going on, right? Like something in your family and everything. So I would say just live with the fact that you still you don't identify with that. So I would say use those emotions and say I can still have some pizza when I want, And you can literally have the pizza and just do a slice of it, right? Or you can just have the pizza, for example, a healthier version, healthier pancakes, healthy pizza. And then like you don't take care of the emotion and you move forward. Or you can say one time, you're gonna sit down with the cravings and it's like, oh, I need to battle this thing. I need to figure out why. And at the end of the day, it's like you understand that you don't need to understand why it's there. In other words, if you hate enough, it shouldn't be there. But if it's still there for stress, you understand that the stressor is still gonna be there. Like you're still going through what you're going through. And it's like, is it beneficial for me to eat these things right now? And the answer is obviously no, but you need to sit with it. And I'm not gonna lie, it's difficult. It's tough. It's tough.
Actually, I try to think like that, and it saves me like 50%, 60% of the times to either do the healthier version or just to think that it is beneficial for me, and I figure out that it's not. And but sometimes, like if I want pizza and I would take one slice, it's like I cannot do that either because it's like the trigger food for me. So
yeah, that's another thing. If it's a trigger food, like peanut butter, for instance, that's a problem too. Like you need to know your trigger food and buffer food, because like if you for some people a glass of wine is good, it takes away the hunger. For some other people, you drink 1 or 2 bottles and that's a problem. So like this is kind of if you know that that's the case, you probably don't want to eat that. But I think I'm gonna tag you in that thing again so that you can just review it. I think that's the best way, because it's like there is not a perfect framework for this. It's actually something hard to do with cravings. But anything that we also did, I don't know if you were in the program already. I think you did, right? If you go into the guides, like look at that. If you go into the guide section, not in the site, but in the group, you go here. You go here and watch. There was a whole challenge about this mini challenge. We have 29 module of this thing. Obviously, everybody watching this is like, you can find it as well. This one, it was the cravings, beat your cravings challenge. Remember that? I don't know if you were already in the program or not. Possibly.
I think it was before I joined.
Okay, so you want to watch all this. So this is video after video talking about that. Like,
can you show what it is? Sorry, Jeremy, because
yeah. So you just go, you see how you go inside our group, right? Now I came out of the group, hold on. Guides.
Because for some reason we cannot, I cannot see it. I just see the welcome page.
You are on the phone?
No, I'm in a computer.
You're in the group?
Yes, I am.
So if you go community, you're supposed to see these tabs. In a phone now, because on the phone, you see these tabs or no?
No, I just see the community home in Facebook. Do you mean that I need to go to the
You need to go to where it says guides.
Okay.
Here. Yeah. You should see these tabs. If you don't see it, it's because maybe you need to, there is something that says here more and you need to click on more. But it's gonna be on the. I can tag you if you want. Like if that's if something that is useful for you, that we can tag you. You go on guides, and you literally find a bunch of stuff in here, like skills, low carb, recipes, higher carb recipes. You're gonna find the challenges, everything. And in the section of the mini challenges, you're gonna find the one that I was just saying. We did one time a challenge that it was about beating your cravings. And look at that. It's like, day after day after day, only talking about that. So I think it was starting from beating your cravings, post the whole week, challenge, trigger food. Like, if you want, I can tag you guys. If you don't see it, I can tag you. You're gonna see it after.
Okay.
Yeah. You should see the guide. So that's in the phone.
Yeah, I just need to look for it.
You're gonna have. Do you see them now? Tanya, you see them?
I am. You know what? I'm just trying to look for the link of the application.
This one on the phone, you have to click on top. There is gonna be the 3 tabs, and then you're gonna see it you're gonna see it here. No, no, it doesn't show. See,
Right.
guides.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but on the computer you should see the tab on top. So very strange that you wouldn't be able to see it. But Marcela, if you do you see the guides?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, I'll tag you both in there. Like if you want to watch that, I'll tag you both like in there, and just to, because that's very useful. It's a challenge that we did. Even if it's something old, you can just watch the whole thing again and comment below, because that's very useful. It's a day-by-day thing that you should do when you have cravings, and I think that's more useful than just one video. Yeah. I still have some time, then about 10 minutes or so, I'm gonna have like another coaching call. Does anybody need anything particular? You're good, Marcela, right?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Lamis, do you have any question? And if you have, we can talk now.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yes, okay. It's not a question, but something occurred to me that, when before I started the program with you, I was like, my blood sugar readings were a bit high. But after, joining your program and with, you like organizing all this stuff for me, it went okay. Like, I'm still maybe pre-diabetic, but I just forgot. You see, I follow the calculation of calories, like how many calories I should not exceed.
Yeah.
But sometimes I tend to forget that I shouldn't have much of carbs or sugar or fruits, because my focus became only on how many calories I shouldn't exceed.
Yeah.
But to my surprise, I found out that my sugar readings are not that high, even if I'm not very careful with less carbs, less fat, less sugar, but it's still going okay.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, maybe
You're in a
it's
very good position, I think. Like, I
yeah,
saw
but
your blood readings looks good to me. Like I told you, I think that at rest I probably have higher than you. So that's yeah. Also, walking helps a lot. So
maybe walking and the exercises, maybe workouts.
in the gym as well. Yeah, the weights.
Yeah, but it's just something that's good. I wanted to share with you that that's really kind of surprising, and I'm happy about that.
Another thing that
So
you have
yeah.
to see it. I mean, I don't think it's very surprising. Like you're basically doing the work, so that's the only thing that you have to do. But one thing that is good is like this is something that maybe somebody watching can also gets use out of, because like a lot of people have this situation, especially at the morning, you have maybe higher than normal. If you want to balance off your blood sugar on the moment, it's not about eating less carbs. It's more so about to be able to balance a meal that is not going to spike your sugar. So you eat carbohydrate less. So you have, let's say you eat the protein first and then some vegetable, whatever you want, and then carbs last, or you have a balanced meal. If you even if you eat a fruit by yourself, chances are it's going to spike more. That's to balance that's to balance the food on the moment, right? But overall, when you look at A1C, which is the every 3 months you take your blood, which is ultimately what the doctor dictates you're successful or not when it comes to diabetes. That is not done. Even if you spike your blood sugar in the morning, that's not a problem. It's like you need to kind of like lose weight overall and improve better body composition. And that is done by a overall calorie deficit, which is basically what we're doing. It's like it can be done. It has to be done working out more, eating a little bit less, eating balanced food, balancing your hormones. And of course, that's everybody's different because we need to see how your metabolism reacts. But the fact that now it's very predictable, the fact that now this thing is working with you, even though like you still have, obviously we talked about it, we can probably speed up the results a little bit more fast still. And this is kind of what we do with the plan that we set. And it seems like, like now we set a specific plan, which is basically kind of like almost like a elimination type of diet, eliminating some food, maybe some inflammatory food. Then we're going to test that hypothesis, right? I think that the fact that your insulin resistance gotten better is not surprising at all for me. Like it's good for you if it is, but it was very predictable because you're now using weights, you're walking a lot, you're looking more careful what you're eating, so that's good. So you're good with everything so far with the plan, right, Lamis? So far?
Yeah, except that the first couple of days, like I didn't know really what to eat with this paleo diet.
Yeah.
Because you know, no eggs, no dairy products,
You have
no
the
even
recipes in there, right?
legumes. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I have, but kind of strange. But yes, I am managing, and I really want to do that thing. So to know
I
what's
mean, you can
happening.
change the recipes every time as well. Okay, that's important to know because this is important. Like you can also change the recipes as well. So that's something that if you don't like something, you can literally like click that arrow and you can just look for another until that you find something. I know it's kind of limiting, of course, because it's like if you take off, but then I told you we can then reintroduce them once we figure out that this is something that is helping or not helping your that. Okay, perfect. So good. Like we'll probably give it some times and then we'll chat again for just to make sure that this is something that because we need to give it some times when there is next year. Yeah, that's
couple
normal.
of weeks, as you said. Yes.
I want to
2
talk
weeks,
briefly
maybe.
with Tanya because I know that you're very new here. Like first and foremost, welcome again to the community, to the program, to everything. Tanya, do you need anything any sort of support? Because like for me, I would get back at you probably in 2 days from now anyway, because we have our private call. But if you need anything to speed it up, obviously I'm here.
Yeah, no. I think just my main perhaps issue is that I think in the end I'm better with having a guide of what type of food I can eat and what type of food I cannot eat, rather than having prepared meals plans, because then it's difficult. I used to cook a lot, so I cook ideas I know. So it's maybe perhaps having guides of what should I avoid, like for example, in the evening, or maybe if you can look at the meals I'm posting in the app and tell me that's good or bad or things like this.
The only thing I'm gonna request for you, that's actually something that is one way to see is more level 1 type of nutrition, right? So if we basically let me show you because I can to get some context inside the website here. Here. So when we're talking about level 1, is basically this is like the nature of, like I said to Marcela before, if you do, let's say 60%, 70% of a meal like this, that is either one or the two, chances are the other 30% you can do whatever you want, as long as, of course, it's not like underdoing everything that you've done, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that we did with that is simple. It's like you have some examples here. You also have some guides here, which I created. But then it's like when this is kind of like what you can or can't eat, but more so also in the first one, there is the awareness part. When you go down, so we know that for you, I think it was about 1,800 calories, something like that. You have some examples of what those things looks like, right? Yeah. But the thing that you should do, and I saw that you've done it inside the app, but the big ask I'm gonna have from you is like post it inside the group and then tag me. Because for me, it's like on the group, you will have an answer in real time, maybe like an hour different. In the app, sometimes it takes me a day or two, and it's like I don't want you to have to kind of question yourself like that. But I would agree. I would use the meal plan almost as a suggestion for you. Yeah. And the meal plan, you saw that it's like 3 examples of 3 days, for instance, right? But then you also have swapping options. So it's like I said before too, like you can also watch this replay. In the beginning, we actually did that already. So I said, if you take if you take, for instance, Greek yogurt and Greek yogurt is the base, right? Then you take the base of cottage cheese. That's the base of a protein, right? And then you know that if you're a person and you need a lot of food because you're always hungry, then you're going to use either grapes, strawberries, watermelon, right? If you're a person that you really need the taste of raisins because you like the dry fruit, you can throw that in there. Then you just watch the size differences. But when you post it, those things I can actually do in real time for you. So I would say...
I'll try to post I think mainly the breakfast, which I didn't have before and I'm trying to do now.
Yeah, right. So that's what we're gonna do, Tan. It's like we you take your measurements, you take your data, right? Then we're gonna do that for like, let's say 10 days. And then based on the outcome, let's say you're losing weight, measurements are getting smaller, this is successful. So it's like, if that's gonna be successful, we're gonna double down. We're gonna just say, okay, picture posting and that for you is very helpful. And then you got just gonna use the other one as an example, because ultimately we need to find that. But good that you let me know. If you also need to go more specific, now we have like a minute left. We can take like our call even before we need it. You take another call, down 30 minutes, sit down and actually come out with even a better plan. For me, it's like, especially in the beginning, you need to be sure that you are everything that you need here.
Okay. I'll tag you to see to receive feedback more on time on the meals.
But again, if you want more support with this, just message me. I was gonna message you in a few days anyway, because usually there is like a couple of days for you to adapt on this thing, and then from there we actually go. But thank you guys for showing up. There was like the first, it was actually pretty cool. It's very intimate in the beginning. In the future, I probably think it's gonna be a lot more people. Obviously, this is an additional service on the coaching side. The people that watch inside the group, is really dumb for you that especially if you're not in the program, not to be here, because this is a service that usually is reserved for the program. So I make it available for people as well in the group for a few times. I really, like what you watching the replay, I really suggest that you take your time and come here, because as you saw, it's real coaching that we win. Ladies, thank you so much. I wish you an amazing weekend. You all can text me as much as you want if you need anything from me or support. And if the protein challenge, I would just do the challenge because it's actually pretty helpful.